Well, at the other end of the stadium, the shot put is being presented to the crowd, and as I was saying earlier, it really is a star-studded event. Randy Barnes has held the world record since 1990. The championship record to Werner Gunther of Switzerland, 3 times a world champion. That's been held by the Swiss athlete since 1987. A lot of these guys are some of the world's best there have ever been. Adam Nelson there of the United States, one of the smallest world-class shot putters, but his record in major championships in recent years almost unparalleled. He is yet to hold an Olympic title. That young man, perhaps not the best thrower in the world, but he's done well to reach the final. However, Andrei Mikhnevich, world champion back in 2003, Olympic bronze medalist, but he was last year's European champion. There's Adam Nelson. Medals at every Olympics or World Championships outdoors from 2000 through to 2007, including the World Championship gold. And there was the American's teammate who won a bronze medal in the women's shot the other day, Ryan Whiting. He too has done very well indeed to reach this final. Winner of multiple US collegiate titles. Ralph Bartels, the old stager, former European champion. That was back in 2006, but he has been slightly overshadowed this year by the form of his younger teammate, the giant David Storl, 21.50 in the qualifying round. So it certainly is a tussle between Europe and the United States. It's a tussle between rotational shot put against the traditional glide. And Dylan Armstrong there, the longest throw in the world this year at 22.21 for the Canadian. He is in this final as well. It really is so full of quality. And it will not be over. We will not know who the winner is until the very last throw of the competition, that is for sure. And to start proceedings, the 2007 world champion, Reese Hoffer of the USA. One of the shortest world-class shot putters, but in terms of his speed on release, that 7.26 kilogram ball absolutely catapults out into the arena. Good start, 21 meters, solid. Gets the white flag. Holds it tightly into the neck. You've got to try and reach out beyond what's known as the stop board at the edge of the circle, which helps the athlete stay in the circle. Immensely strong. Starts off at 20 meters 90. That's a little opening salvo. Certainly won't be good enough for a medal, but he's got one in safely. That's Dylan Armstrong, the Canadian. He'll be throwing very shortly. But this man has done very well to reach the final. Marco Fortes of Portugal. Risen to prominence this year with his throw of 20 meters 89. He too is a rotator. And again, very powerful indeed. And getting on towards his lifetime best performance, which in the first round of a championship final is an excellent start. Well, when we see our first glider, you will certainly notice a difference in the technique. 20 meters 59 though for Fortes. The next giant into the circle is Tomasz Majewski of Poland. He glides beautifully. He's improved every year from 2001 to 2009. But he is the Olympic champion from 2 years ago. Sinks low and hits it. Look at it sail out and goes beyond 21 meters. He is a big-time performer. twice in major championships in recent years. He set lifetime best performances. That's how good he is. Really rises to the occasion. Oh, it was a foul. It was a big foul, though. As you saw, the stopboard there almost helped him stay in, but he just lost his balance at the end. Well, David Storl of Germany next. Everybody in the athletics world, I'm sure, is very impressed with this guy. Just 21 years old. Won every honor at junior level and youth level, including a junior world record, and he's improved out of sight this season to 21.50. So quick. Oh, over 21 meters, but he too fouls it. Technically, I think he's reminiscent of a great East German thrower called Ulf Timmermann. He's got that sort of explosion, that sort of speed. So a rather nervous start for Storl. Rieshofer sitting pretty at the top of the table at the moment with 20 meters 90, and I did venture to suggest that it would not be good enough for a medal. I'm going to stick by that because I'm sure we're going to see a number of guys go beyond 21 meters, and who knows, maybe even further. It's Carlos Veliz now of Cuba. The Cubans have certainly brought a very strong team here, particularly in the field events. Still suffering, I think, from the disqualification in the 110-meter hurdles final of the world record holder Robles, but nevertheless they're competing well. And in terms of medals, for such a tiny nation, we've got 3 medals so far. This young giant, Veliz, is going to have to do better than that in 1970. And just a reminder to everybody, of course, that after 3 rounds, the field is cut from the 12 men who are out there to 8, and it is only the top 8 that will take 3 further throws. Well, the man bandaging his wrist is one of the favorites. Defending world champion, 3 times a world indoor champion, and the Olympic silver medalist, Christian Cantwell of the USA. The 8th longest shot putter in history. All was solid, and just below the 21-meter line. He rather started off tentatively there, I feel, just as he did in the qualifying competition the other day. So, Peter, nobody really has set the world alight just yet, but we've still got some strong contenders to come in this first round.
Yeah, well, there are hints of well over 21 meters, of course, although they were clear no throws by Majewski and Storl. And I agree with you, Paul. I'm sure we're going to get plenty of 21-meter throws. I think we have seen quite a few major shot competitions of late in which the competitors have built up during the competition.
This man could certainly spring a surprise. He's coached by a former Olympic champion and world record holder, not in the shot put, in the hammer, Anatoly Bondarchuk, who won the hammer in Munich in 1972, and then very successfully went on to coach the greatest hammer thrower in history, Yuri Sedich. And he said when he started coaching this guy, he believed that Dylan Armstrong could become the greatest shot putter in history. The Commonwealth Games champion in the first round. He really does accelerate. But he too has just found the 21-meter line on this first occasion a bit too far. Oh, he slipped badly there, didn't he, Steve?
Yeah, his foot really did push right back very quickly to the back of the circle. And that's not the sort of thing you want when you're rotating with that massive shot in your hand. So I think he knows it. Still got out there at 21 meters, though, so Not a bad performance considering that mishap, really.
A few nervous opening throws by the leaders. A lot of discussion going on by all the coaches sitting at that top end of the stadium.
I'm always amazed at how they know where their coaches are. I mean, there's just as many people sitting in that stand. They must know exactly where their coaches are because they pick them up very quickly once the athlete has performed.
I think a lot of people were surprised when this guy got to the final. He's certainly in illustrious company. Asmir Kolasinac, Serbian champion, 3 years not in a row. 2008, missed out 2009, but the last 2 years he's been the champion. A little bit out to the left-hand side. And that, I think, is a solid start. His lifetime best he set in the qualifying competition at 20 meters 50, and that is not far short of that sort of distance. Maybe it's around 2050, perhaps a bit less. In fact, it's 1984. Yes, the first line is in fact 19 meters. Maybe he said the shot just slipped off his fingers there. There's still some talent to come in this first round, and this is certainly a guy who's got stacks of it. World champion, Olympic bronze medalist in 2008, European champion. He has failed a doping test in the past, and he was disqualified and banned for 2 years way back in 2003, but he's still around. 35 years old now. And at 35, Mikhnevich has set a lifetime best this season. He's got to be a contender. He too falls short of the 21-meter mark. A glider, a very good technician. And that shot actually coming away from his neck, Peter, which is actually against the rules.
It always seems to me that the judges tend not to impose that too strictly, Paul.
Well, it's supposed to be nestled into the neck, and it's supposed to stay there. Now watch this for a pre-throw routine. Mikhnevich, 20 meters 45, but the leader is Reese Hoffer. Adam Nelson throws down the challenge. Always throws out to the left-hand side as we look at it in that previous shot. Over 22 meters again this year. Hits it hard. Approaching 21. Not too bad, he says. It's a start. And I just wonder, with so much anticipation by all of these guys and so much talent out there, whether they're just a little bit more nervous than usual, Peter, because it has been a slow start to the competition. 2029 for Nelson, only in 6th place.
Well, it has, hasn't it? I think we would certainly have been expected a few more big puts. I'm sure they're going to come. But yes, all the evidence we've seen so far is that there does seem to be quite a bit of nerves out there amongst the competitors. But most of the big names, apart from those who've had no throws, have established a base from which they can build.
Well, perhaps Ryan Whiting, the lesser known of the American trio, can make his mark here. He's a former prodigious junior, Pan-American junior shot put and discus champion back in 2005, only 24 years old now, and actually says he's taking a break from discus this year and concentrating on the shot. Well, it seems to be working. Sinks low, drives round, hits it, and was that a foul? I think it was, yes. That was a little bit uncontrolled, and he did not want to do that in the first round, remembering, of course, he's got to get a distance on the board in the first 3 rounds. So just one more thrower in this first round, and that is a former European champion, a real solid citizen, Ralph Bartels of Germany.
Just recapping the competition in Berlin when he was third. They're all here again. Cantwell, Majewski, Bartels, Hoffer and Nelson was the order, all over 21 meters.
Yeah, that was a staggeringly good competition in Berlin. Twice a World Championship bronze medalist. One of the most experienced guys in this competition. Midway between 19 and 21. So that is the end of round one. No great fireworks, not the fireworks we expected. A long way to go. And I've got to be honest, I do not know, judging by the first round form, Peter, who is likely to win. And I don't suppose you do either.
Absolutely. But it is the very first put we saw of Rhys Hoffer that leads at this stage.
Well, it's the leader in the shot put, Rhys Hoffer, who starts the second round. Hoffer, one of 4 world champions contesting this final. He won it in Osaka in 2007. Oh, right on the 21-meter line. Now that could actually take the lead even further away from everybody else at this early stage in this final. That puff of French chalk as he's trying to blast the shot out there. It's 9 centimeters further, obviously still in first place. Well, David Storl, as a young man, considering he's only 21 years old, in an older man's sport, has won everything that's ever been put before him. All the youth and junior titles, European under-23 as well. And that is huge. Way over 21 meters. He doesn't foul it this time. Now, he qualified for this final with the longest throw of his short international career. He could have done it again. And if this man stayed in first place, he would have won one of the greatest shot put competitions in history. 21 meters 60, a lifetime best for the giant young German.
Oh, I'll come back to that in a moment.
Christian Cantwell, one of the best throws in the world on his day. Is this to be his day, though? Down in 5th place. We're in the second round of the shot put final. That's a little bit faster and getting closer to 21 meters. We did, of course, see that giant throw by the young German, David Storl, a little while ago, 21 meters 60. And Germany have got a real star in that youngster. Just keeps getting better and better. So everybody chasing David Storl at the moment, including Rhys Hoffer, moves up to 4th place, 20 meters 73. Another former world champion, Olympic champion too, Andrei Mikhnevich, down in 6th place. Stays low, drives across and hits it. Hoists that shot way up in the air. And certainly not as far as Christian Cantwell, the previous thrower. I love his gliding technique. It looks so simple, but it's obviously very effective as well. I still don't like that shot coming away from the neck. The judges ought to take a very close look at that. He's improved slightly, but he's still down in 6th. Majewski of Poland now, trying to go over the 21-meter mark. Doesn't quite do that on this occasion. He's getting frustrated with his own form here. Another glider like Mikhnevich. And those two are probably the best exponents of the glide technique in the world at the moment. He's certainly one of the tallest world-class shot putters, well over 2 meters tall. 2018 in 9th place. There's certainly a bit of tension amongst all the shot putters in the 3rd round, of course, because it's only the top 8 that will go through to take further 3 throws in this final. Christian Cantwell out of a medal position at the moment. Hasn't really reproduced any of the sort of form he showed in coming here to the World Championships, regularly over 21 meters. But I can promise you this guy is a fine competitor. And if he just feels as though he's getting a little better with each throw, well, who knows what might happen. It's still the young German, David Storl, who leads with his massive personal best of 21.60. 20.83, it's still ticking over for Cantwell.